When it comes to games that fall into the fighting genre, you're bound to love some characters on the roster more than others. It's just the painful truth. But in some cases, some of the lesser loved characters on a game's roster tend to become a bit infamous for being so disliked, or just being flat out crappy for the series. Mortal Kombat is no exception. So today we're counting down some of the lackluster characters to have appeared in the series with our list of the top 10 worst characters in Mortal Kombat history. And at number 10, Drahmin. Starting off our list with one of the most unsettling, poorly designed characters ever, we have Drahmin. Just look at him. He's the stuff of nightmare fuel, friends. Drahmin debuted in Deadly Alliance and has since made a slew of cameos, but hasn't really returned to any of the recent titles thanks to a lack of popularity. Wonder why. Players also found his speed too slow and his moves lacking variety. Guess the club for a hand just didn't do it for everyone. And at number 9, Mocap. Now, before we start ridiculing poor Mocap here, disclaimer, Mocap was intentionally created as a joke. While the Mortal Kombat devs have always shown that they have a great sense of humor, Mocap was a joke that just kind of fell short. He was a character that was unlocked in Deadly Alliance, and many felt he was just sort of a wasted character slot. And the joke? Well, Mocap's name is derived from the fact that in Deadly Alliance, there was a motion capture performer used for all of the game's characters featured in the game. It was the first time that Mortal Kombat had done this. Despite motion capture starting to become the norm in the video game industry, I guess at the time the devs felt it was really humorous and tossed Mocap in as a fighter. Kinda underwhelming, isn't he? The only reason he doesn't get a higher spot on this list is because he's literally a joke character. And hey, maybe some of you found that funny. And at number 8, Khameleon. Khameleon is just a female rip-off version of Chameleon. Enough said. Ooh, you spelt it with a K and made him a chick. And at number 7, Rai Cho, a drunken martial arts master stereotype, who's also fat and kind of a slob. Yeah, doesn't really fit into the MK vibe, does he? To see just how seriously fans take Rai Cho, he's been featured in death battles online facing off against the likes of Shrek. Yeah, well, some take him for what he is, a joke character. Just like Mocap, to many, he felt like a waste of a character slot. And at number 6, Shujinko. Mortal Kombat Deception had its fair share of lame characters, but perhaps the worst was the game's story mode protagonist, Shujinko. This is particularly sad because Deception was the first MK title to introduce a story mode. And of course, we got this lame ass, who offered up no unique abilities. His moveset was a copy and paste of other fighters' movesets in the game. And the story was weak to say the least. And at number 5, Stryker. Stryker came to be during a turbulent time in Mortal Kombat history, when MK3 was released. Now at the time, the game introduced a bunch of new mechanics like running and more sophisticated combos, and even omitted some fan favorite characters the likes of Scorpion. While Scorpion was out, that meant a bunch of new characters were in, including a bunch of fighters who just couldn't keep up with MK favorites. Stryker, this fun little man SWAT cop dude, didn't add anything special in terms of moves or personality like Sonya or Jax did. He was just kind of bland and mundane. And at number 4, Reiko. This character was notoriously a letdown. Introduced in Mortal Kombat 4 as Shinnok's general, when players finally got to use him in the game, many realized that he was just a variation of Noob Saibot in a different skin. And in the PlayStation and Dreamcast versions of the game, he would walk into a portal and put on Shao Kahn's helmet. Everyone was like, whoa, wait, what? Until Midway was like, yeah, please ignore that. And the character was all but forgotten, up until the Mortal Kombat 10 prequel comic, where he dies in a fairly humiliating way. Fun stuff. And at number 3, Kintaro. Kintaro is another character who is basically just an iteration of a previously existing character. He's Goro, but a tiger. Like literally they just took Goro's skin and redesigned it, giving it fur and an animalistic feel. He debuted in MK2 as the game's sub-boss and was playable in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, only to become an NPC sub-boss in the 2011 MK game. And at number 2, Meat. Meat is a character that was plucked up from fan rumors and then turned into an actual fighter. There was a long-standing rumor about an MK fighter who was a skinless warrior. Then the series turned him into an actual character that you could play. But the thing was, aside from being a visual gag or an Easter egg of sorts, this hidden character was the product of a horrific experiment gone wrong. And in terms of moves and playability, he didn't really offer up anything new or exciting to players aside from, that backstory. Plus, by the time Meat actually became a character, the idea of a fighter who was essentially a bloody skeleton wasn't as horrific as some of the other stuff featured in the Mortal Kombat series, let alone other video games. lackluster at best. And finally, in at number 1, Hsu Hao. Hsu Hao looks like he crawled out of a pile of Village People rejects. Cruelty aside, this dude is one of the most disliked characters in the franchise, and the devs have even stated that they have no intention of bringing him back in future Mortal Kombat games. So why does he suck, wardrobe choices and sad mustache aside? Well, he's kind of a Mortal Kombat ripoff of Iron Man, having that glowing core in his chest, which shoots lasers. This is because everyone thought that Kano's laser eye attack was dope, so Hao ended up getting laser powers too, but in order to make them different, they shot out of his heart. Yeah, groan. Eventually Kano got the laser heart added to his moveset, which ultimately made Hsu Hao a big ol' redundancy. Alright, there we have it friends. What other characters should we have included on this list? What characters do you personally dislike the most? Give us a shout in those comments below and share your thoughts. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for more video game themes just like this one. In the meantime though, thanks for watching friends. I'll catch you all in the next video.